What's good? It's your boys, All Rights Reserved. We getting back to our normally scheduled program tomorrow sometime. I wanted to put space in between that to just air everybody's heads out. I want you guys to start to get used to look at the world around you and look at how progression is occurring. Now, this is crazy because we got to give props here. Charles Barkley has been one of the most controversial NBA players for a long time because of the fact he doesn't have rings like that, like we know Shaq and Jordan, but he's always been a solid player. If we look at Charles Barkley's stats, he's always been a solid player. There's a lot of players who weren't standout players. To me, Charles Barkley's been equivalent to Scottie Pippen. Nobody would have walked away with rings if it wasn't for Charles Barkley. The same thing for Scottie Pippen. Jordan wouldn't have walked away with so many rings. We got to be real. You always need that person that plays the field and can play every other position that the star player doesn't have to worry about. Charles Barkley has been that person. But as of now, he's gotten his due justice. He's just signed a $100 million deal with TNT. This is big time, everybody. I mean, it may not be news to y'all, but for real, it's some of the biggest news the African American community has had on a positive light. Aside from the Black Lives Matter stuff going on, all the controversy surrounding that, Kanye's comments, Charles Barkley has done it, y'all. He signed the deal that most basketball players that have won these rings never will and never had the chance to do. So we can't be mad at him. He's done his thing. So all that controversy around him, he turned it into power. So when he had that hate on his back, he used that as fuel, and he's achieved something that a lot of athletes never even could dream about. So I got to give him props right here. So we got to take time. Even though we scrutinize and look at things, we got to take time to give props too, because that's what's real. I don't really care if people say I don't like him as a player. You cannot like him as a player, but as a person, you can't say he ain't do his thing with this one. I'm here looking at it. This is one of the sweetest deals I've seen someone sign in a very, very long time. And I mean, for him being a basketball player, he's going to definitely bring his A game to this role. But I find it like it's amazing. $100 million deal. There is people who are considered elite, white collar, that have never seen money like this on the table for their expertise. So he has that expertise. He's going to bring the entertainment. Charles Barkley has always been an entertaining figure, but this is huge. So I want to take the time to give props to Charles Barkley for signing one of the largest deals any athlete after they played basketball has ever signed. That $100 million deal is larger than a lot of athletes will see as they play. Honestly, I don't even know if we see somebody who's a monster on the court like LeBron James or anyone of that caliber signing a deal like this in or off the court. So everybody take your time, give props to Charles Barkley. He's done something that's unfathomable, and I had to reread it to even see it was real. So let me be honest with you guys. He has faced a lot of people laughing and joking on him because of his amount of rings. But financially, the $100 million deal is worth more than any amount of rings that I could think of anyone has. Think of anyone you know who has the most rings. You could look at it as clout. Oh, they got this. But Charles Barkley has turned his skill into some level of notoriety to the point his money is looking larger than any athlete that has come before him and that will come after him. So we can't even be mad. We got to give props where it's due. Charles Barkley has just signed a major deal, not having to do with basketball, but honestly, it may have to do with his expertise, and he has it. Honestly, when it comes to coaching, a lot of people scrutinize, but winning a ring and getting notoriety, you know what I mean? People got to understand there's a lot that goes into winning a championship. Charles Barkley doesn't have to hold up 8 rings to pull off the knowledge and the business mentorship he's brought into this current moment. So everyone needs to watch him, learn from him if you're an athlete, and watch what he's doing. Because the way he's moving and making deals is what y'all need to do when you get out of the league. Because he just solidified his future with this deal. And I applaud it. So props to you, Charles Barkley. You just did something that a lot of athletes will never do. I don't care how many rings they got. They can have a full 2 hands full of rings. That's not even worth the deal that you just signed, dog. Like, you can buy a ring for all that. Like, you don't even need it. Honestly, you don't need it because you did your thing on the court. Now you're showing them after you get off the court, you can do more than you think you can. And this is a big win in terms of the African American community, looking at financial literacy, financial gain, and knowledge, just overall business dealings. This man has done it. You got to give props where it's due. And that's what we do over here. All rights reserved. Congratulations, Charles Barkley. Everyone give a big one up for Charles Barkley. He just came through, signed the deal, $100 million. Something that most athletes never had before him, never will after him. We got to give props where it's due. Shout out Charles Barkley. Commenter Nation salutes you, sir. All rights reserved.